All right, so it is September 9th, and I'm looking at doggies. I'm interested in buying me a puppy, a nice Shiba. But I think it'll be easier to take care of a cryptocurrency than a dog. So let me let you know why I think Shiba is an awesome pick, potentially for some really great gains in the next coming months. All right, so stick around. All right, guys. So Shiba Inu coin. I'm just looking at some news headlines right now. Let's start off with some news headlines. So this was posted 1 day ago. No, not that one. Coinbase Pro at Shiba Inu coin. Coinbase Pro 1 hour ago. So that's really big, and this ties into one of my points to support this token. Uh, of course, people talking about it 9 hours ago, 4 hours ago. Ben Zinger, Yahoo. Uh, who was the other one? Okay, finally listed on Coinbase. Yep. So, we see news about Shiba. There's a lot of hype behind it. Um, and before we go to the charts, I just want to talk about some fundamentals behind the coin. Now, the thing is that Shiba Inu, it hasn't been around super long. It doesn't have a history like Bitcoin. And even on when we look at the charts, for example, the chart information that I look at is from Binance. And Binance is, pretty much the biggest broker and marketplace for trading cryptos. They have way more volume than anybody else. And so, even though their charts don't reflect when Shiba first initially came out, even though it's still ridiculously cheap, um, a lot of these coins, when they first come out, they're in you know these small minor exchanges, and you need like special wallets, and it's not impossible to get them, but it's just a lot more steps to get to them. So you usually have that initial phase, like when these coins first come out. Um, then they, as they grow, they make it to places like Binance and other more mainstream exchanges. And then eventually the new thing is that they end up on I would say more retail orientated platforms like the Coinbase, like the Crypto.com, the eToros, and those kind of places. And those, how I look at those kind of markets or brokers, is they're like the Robin Hoods of the crypto world. So, Robinhood is tailored towards retail investors. It's made very, very simple to be user friendly. Um, so people would be able to access it. And so that's where you have the Geminis and the cryptos.com and the Coinbases and those kind of things. That's what those are tailored towards. Um, People who are really, really serious about crypto, they're going to be on places like Binance and a lot of the big exchanges who, they want to day trade and spot trade and do options and use leverage and all that kind of stuff. The hardcore players are going to be over there. The big money is going to be moving through there. The more retail, I just want to put $100 in crypto, buy and hold. They're going to be on those other apps that you see advertising on, YouTube and stuff like that. So with that being said, Shiba has come a long way. It's made it to the big exchanges like the Binance on Coin Market Cap. If we just do just a quick look, Shiba is sitting. Where are you? I know it's in the top 50, or at least it was. These things move up and down all the time. So Shiba right now is sitting at number 53 in terms of on I don't know what this is set at right now, but in terms of its overall status, it's at number 53 on Coin Market Cap, and so it's up there, it's known, and now you have it being adopted on places like Coinbase. It's on. Crypto.com. It's on eToro. I can't speak for Gemini just yet, but those three I know that it's on because even though I don't have some of those accounts, it's always popping up on YouTube, and it's being advertised by those places. And so we also saw that in the news feeds. So fundamentally speaking, this coin is now made available to a broad spectrum of investors. From the people who want to get these coins when they first surface, when they're first made available, to the hardcore investors who want to trade and have everything at their fingertips, who use Binance and those kind of platforms, and to the average Joe who's uh, they may not understand even what crypto is, but they want to buy some because it's a thing to do and you can make money from it. So they see it like maybe buying a stock. And so they're going to be on the Coinbase and they're going to be on the crypto.coms and those kind of platforms. And the next step is it is now on Webull. Webull has just released Shiba. So it's now made it to a primary stockbroker exchange that is also targeted towards uh, retail investors. So the Robinhoods and the Weebles are primarily focused towards stock market. And they do have a handful of cryptos. Usually the two that you're definitely going to find on any of these platforms is Bitcoin and Ethereum. Robinhood, before they took off, Robinhood had Dogecoin and Ethereum Classic. And back in January of 2021, you know, I remember playing around with Dogecoin while everything was popping off. I was like, oh, maybe Dogecoin will pop off too. And I just didn't sit on it long enough. I was buying Dogecoin when it was back at 0.0035. That's less than half of a penny. And $30 at that time would have gotten you 8,571 Dogecoin. Right now, at this really low discounted price of 25 cents, this is September 9th, so 25 cents. $30 is only going to get you 120 Dogecoin. Ethereum back then in January of this year was at about 750, usually dipping down into the $6 range. And right now it's floating around $50, and it had a high of almost $200 the other day. So these, you got to ask yourself, when a stock trader or a stockbroker picks up cryptos, they're analyzing what they think they're going to make the most money from, you know. And Robinhood picked up Dogecoin and they picked up Ethereum. Now Webull decides to pick up Shiba. So we see how Shiba is being made accessible to so many people. It is ridiculously cheap. I think, yeah, definitely on Webull, it would be the cheapest crypto that there is. And for the average person, they're going to look at that price and they're going to say, this is a steal. And they're going to look at, well, this is what Dogecoin was like a few months ago. And now my friend is driving a Ferrari. I need to buy Shiba, you know? So fundamentally speaking, that's where we're at with Shiba Inu. And I wanted to say that because it doesn't have a ton of history. And usually when projects are just starting out, even though it's been around, but not super long, we don't have a ton of support and resistance to go by. We don't have a ton of backtesting to go by. These kind of fundamentals help because these projects pop off based on interest. All right. They stabilize and they stay around based on interest. So looking at a weekly time frame of Shiba, it don't have a lot of candles. You can't even get a 200 moving average on this chart, because it's just not that much information. And like I said, this is based on Binance. The coin has history past this, but in terms of Binance, this is all it has. And since its initial pop off, way up there, price has came down to these levels and it's been consolidating. So since the initial market crash of the cryptos or basically just a pullback. If we look on Bitcoin, this move right here, which started back in May, you might as well say, the 1st of May, and then through May it just crashed down. So since then, Shiba has just been consolidating down here, and it has not broken past its consolidation range. So if we go back and we look at that May, we see it dropping down, and it's just been consolidating in this range throughout that time. Now, looking at more of a technical analysis side of it, some other things that get me excited. The first thing we can look at the gain potentials. So looking at previous highs, because that's what we have to go off. If you look at Bitcoin, you say, hey, Bitcoin dropped to 29,000, previous highs was 64. That's people's initial target in some cases. So right now it's at 738, so get somewhere around there. Okay, 7.3, and we pull up to the previous highs. We're looking at about 582%. So big gains to be had on Shiba. And yes, there are some cryptos, if you didn't know, they move 700% in a day. But those are the cryptos that just came out on the market and super, super volatile. You could make 700%, you could lose 700%. But when we're talking about stability, when you're talking about, possibly actually putting some real money on these things, and you don't want to take like a super shot in the dark risk, Shiba is your next best bet, in my opinion. So we see super huge gains potential, from Shiba. So it's alluring. Who cares about how cheap it is and how many you can own? The point is how high can it go? Because even if it costs $500 a coin, and that's all you have to invest, if the coin only costs $500, not only, but if the coin costs $500 and it goes up over 500%, you still made 500% on your $500. If the coin costs this decimal fraction of a penny and you put in $500 and it goes up $500, it is still going to give you the same amount of return. It doesn't matter how cheap the product is. What matters is how much it goes up in value percentage wise. Sadly, most people just look at the price and they say, oh, it costs XYZ, and so they'll buy $30 and say, oh, I have a gazillion of them. Yeah, if it goes to 10 cents, then, fine. You're rich, you could retire, whatever have you. But we're being realistic right now. And the most realistic projection we can have is previous highs. Do I believe it can go higher? Yes, but I'm not the person to sit here and tell you, okay, buy Doge because it's going to go to $1. Let's just look at what we got right now, okay, guys? So, with that being said, I want to talk about the previous market crash in the cryptos. Again, pullback. I don't look at it as a market crash, but I'd say pullback. So, jumping back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, we're on the daily time frame. Bitcoin rallied up from the previous lows after dropping from those highs in May. We had our 5-wave count, and then something really weird happened. Like, this crap was going on, and it looked like there wasn't going to be any kind of a serious correction, and this still isn't really considered a serious correction. Bitcoin dropped Bitcoin dropped 20% basically, and right now it's kind of stabilized. It came down to touch that. It's beautiful. Just look how beautiful technical analysis is. So yes, Bitcoin did drop below these levels, but look at how the candles closed on the daily, people. Taking a side note, taking a tangent. The candle sat right on the 200 daily moving average. Did not close a pinch below. Yes, we have the wicks, but just beautiful sitting right there. I don't care where it goes from here, really. That's just a beautiful image right there. Probably going to stay above it. If it dips below it, I'm not freaking out. I'm just saying. Because to me, this is a very minute pullback considering the grand scheme of things. But with that being said, guys, I want you to believe that every major crypto dropping at the exact same time is not a result of a bunch of people just all at once thinking, hey, I'm going to sell my crypto right now. No, that's not what happened. If you want to know more about what happened, watch the previous video on the crypto market crash. Right now, we're talking about Shiba. So, the point that I want to make is that yes, Bitcoin fell, but where is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is still only, to keep it simple, Bitcoin is still only sitting 8% from its low since the recent drop. All right, if we look at Ethereum, Ethereum is only 18% from its recent drop. All right, and let's look at some of the meme coins, just for fun. Uh, Dogecoin is 20%. Let's take a look at Cardano, because that's the hot boy. Where are you, Cardano? I don't see you. I miss you. There you go. Cardano. So Cardano, look at that beautiful kiss on the 50. Love it. Cardano, guys, bang. All right, 23%, from the bottom. But just keep these images in mind. Cardano had a total drop of 34%. So, they basically came back up about half of their overall drop in price, in the recent spike down. We're looking at these major players. I'm going to throw some other ones in the pot just for fun. Atom is back up, broke previous highs. Matic still down there like everybody else. Polkadot, um, sitting down there. Solano pretty much didn't even flinch. Crazy. And KSM is back up there too. So there are a handful of coins that rebounded quite well. Solano, for instance, Solana, just kept going. Like it didn't even matter. The point that I'm really trying to make is that these major cryptos that I have up here, these are all the big ones. These are all the mainstream ones. And when I talk about mainstream, I'm talking about the ones that the retail investors know about. I'm talking about the people that are not crypto geeks and haven't been doing this for the past 10 years. They're just the average person. They know about Dogecoin. They've heard about, Ethereum. They've heard about Bitcoin. They've heard about Shiba. They've heard about XRP. They've heard about, if they have an internet connection, they probably have heard about Cardano. The majority of these coins, like I said, are listed on these retail exchanges. Coinbase, um, the crypto.com, the Weebles, the Robinhoods, they're listed on these places. So the big money, the Wall Street, the millionaires, they're going to be putting their money where they can take money from retail investors. All right? They're going to be putting their money in the pond that everybody else is swimming in because that's where the most potential is. That's where the safest potential is. All right? The least volatile, um, or the least amount of bad volatility. Let me put it like that. So they want reliability with their investments. Okay? So we see a drop in all these markets, all of these known crypto markets right here. But let's take a look at Shiba. Out of all these, yes, I showed you some other ones, but you will not find these on any of those retail places that I've mentioned. Remember, I kind of gave you 4 different categories, like the dark web crypto trading, then you had the hardcore crypto trading with the Binance, then you had the retail crypto trading, and then you had the stock market retail people like the Robinhoods with crypto trading. All right, so those 4 categories, and pretty much all these coins right here, most of them fall in those categories. Look at Shiba. Shiba fell. I'm gonna wrap this up because this is going too long. This was supposed to be a 5-minute thingamajiggy. Shiba. Let's go to the 4-hour just so you can see it a bit better. Got a lot of stuff going on. Not moving my drawings for nobody. Shiba fell, and I got in early. Yes, you can see my entries right there. I thought this was breaking out. Bitcoin was moving higher. Ethereum was moving higher. I got into early. anyway, anyway, Mr. Labor Day sale. Anyway, so Shiba fell. Let's just go from this high candle, this wick right here. Shiba fell 33%. Shiba rose. Remember Bitcoin. Remember Ethereum. Remember Dogecoin. Remember Cardano. Shiba has rose. Can you see? Shiba made new highs. Not new as in like new. New as in like in the past month. Shiba broke the high of where it fell from, rallying a total of 61%. Yes, it did retrace and it bounced right back up. So right now it's still this next side, this still candle is 53% up, and it's above where it fell from. The point is it's above where it fell from. So there was enough money to come back into this to push it up to where it fell from. Bitcoin has yet to do that. Ethereum has yet to do that. Litecoin has yet to do that. All these have yet to do that. Only Shiba. That says a lot, you know. Look at the amount of volume that came in, uh, over here. There was a lot of people looking to buy that dip. So what that tells me is that the big boys who were out to get their Labor Day sale, and I think of it as a joke because I could imagine Bob telling Fred, "Hey Bob, hit the sale button. How many times you want me to hit it, Bob? Hit it 10 times. We gonna drop the price. Hit it 10 times." And he bam, 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 and I watch it flash crash. Bam, one candle, woof, came all the way down. Bang, I watch it happen in the space of 2 hours. Price came all the way down. Big boys are buying up right now. I don't know how long it's going to take the bigger coins like the Bitcoins and the Ethereums to make their way back up. I was kind of thinking that this may play out till the end of the month, that we're going to see some consolidation around these low areas, maybe a few pops, maybe another visit down to the peak of the drop, but or the very valley of the drop. While the big boys buy up their crypto, and the paper hand people sell their coins and get shaken out of the market, and then price continues to skyrocket to the moon. We're not even going to the moon anymore. We're going to Mars next. But with that being said, I think some big money is into Shiba as well, and so this is going to be the choo-choo train with the most gains if it does take off. And we could see a cent, we could see a penny. I don't even need all that, but we could see stuff like that happen with Shiba. Excuse me. So that's my thoughts. I can't tell you what to do. I barely can tell myself what to do because when I do that, I get it wrong from time to time. So, just, yeah, have fun, guys. Be good.